When your software, your bank, and your buyers are perfectly aligned, building a creator business moves incredibly fast. Platforms like Skool dominate because they wrap your community, your courses, and your gamification into one spotless user experience. But that seamless flow relies on a specific hidden requirement: that you live in the US, bank in the US, and sell to an audience armed with credit cards or Apple Pay. This creates the localization trap. Indian creators buy into the hype, build their entire community on American infrastructure, and then hit a structural wall when they try to actually get paid. World-class software only works if it speaks the financial language of the country where you actually live. For an Indian creator, that momentum dies the exact second you realize the platform itself is blocking your sales. The bleeding starts with the fixed costs. Skool demands $99 a month. That's roughly 8,250 rupees, draining from your account every 30 days before a single member even joins. Look at the typical buyer journey. You hook a viewer with an Instagram reel, send an automated DM, and they click your checkout link. But over 40% of Indian transactions use UPI. Skool forces a Stripe credit card gateway. Without a card, buyers abandon. If you do manage to make an international sale, the friction shifts to you. The money sits in a USD balance, heavily restricted by Stripe's cross-border rules for Indian entities, forcing you into delayed, fee-heavy withdrawals. Missing native payment support is a structural failure. It creates a measurable, immediate drop in conversions at the exact moment your audience decides to buy. To avoid this trap, evaluate platforms strictly on their unit economics, their payment friction, and tool consolidation. This comparison table breaks down the incumbents: Skool, Circle, and Mighty Networks. They carry monthly overhead from $99 to $400. You're buying ecosystem prestige, highly polished community experiences built for American buyers. But relying exclusively on Stripe guarantees zero UPI support and no direct INR bank payouts for Indian creators. Then there's Whop, the leading global free alternative. It removes fixed monthly costs and brings a large network of Western buyers. Yet Whop is still built on US payment rails. Selling to an international audience triggers stacking processing and conversion fees, and you still lack localized payout infrastructure in India. These platforms excel at capturing Western dollars, but their premium design cannot overcome the friction of incompatible banking. That brings us to platforms focused on infrastructure alignment, software designed around how South Asian audiences actually pull out their wallets. TagMango is a purely domestic option. Built in India, it handles local trust perfectly, integrating native UPI right out of the box. The cost is steep, though. You face a 10% base commission that actively eats your margins as you scale, alongside a total inability to process international payments. Playto operates as the regional optimizer. It was engineered specifically for Indian creators who need both local conversions and cross-border reach. You pay zero fixed monthly fees. Escaping the localization trap means finding software that removes local checkout friction while actively opening up your global revenue streams. When you ignore hidden processing fees and currency conversion rates, your actual take-home revenue erodes much faster than you realize. Let's run the math on this stacked bar chart. Imagine you make a 10,000 rupee international sale to your community. With TagMango, a large 1,000 rupee chunk disappears to their base commission, leaving you with 9,000 rupees. With Whop, hidden platform, Stripe, and conversion fees strip away 820 rupees, bringing your net down to 9,180 rupees. These processing fees function as a structural tax on your labor, dictating exactly how much of your work you actually keep. Stop choosing software based on what US influencers use. This quadrant chart maps the right choice based strictly on your audience data. If your audience is entirely Western and you clear 5 lakh a month, use Skool, Whop, or Mighty Networks for ecosystem prestige. If you sell exclusively in India and accept a 10% revenue cut, TagMango is a reliable local tool. But look at the central space. If you're an Indian creator handling a hybrid mix of domestic and international buyers, you need specialized infrastructure. There is no universal best platform. There is only the platform perfectly matched to your audience's location and your bank account's currency. The decision ultimately comes down to ecosystem prestige versus infrastructure alignment. Forcing an Indian audience to find a credit card represents a failure of your sales infrastructure. The right platform eliminates that hurdle entirely. It operates invisibly behind the sale, letting people pay exactly how they prefer. Friction is the enemy of revenue. Align your platform with your audience's actual wallets, and the growth takes care of itself.